Well, we're in Nebraska Crossing in Gretna celebrating the REI Co-op grand opening. We have Rod Yates and Johanna Boston with us. And Rod, we're sitting here, we're celebrating, and you have dignitaries coming by our table right now.
Yeah, Mr. Pillen wanted to come and check out REI, and I think we should put him on the radio show with us, don't you think?
Well, yeah, with Jim Pillen, who is a member of the NU Board of Regents and gubernatorial candidate. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Rod. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining
Jeff and Trenton,
us.
you guys are pros.
Well, we try to mask that
finally
deficiency.
after 19 years.
Yeah. So since we have you here, Jim, you know, one of our big issues is economic development. We're cheerleaders for the growth and development of the metro area and, of course, the state as a whole. And maybe you could kind of give us an idea about some of your thoughts on Omaha growth and development, Nebraska growth and development, and perhaps some philosophies of economic development.
Yeah, well, I think that it's the future, right? And the time could not be better than the future of Nebraska right now for growth and economic development. As I say, we have the greatest people in the world that live in the state of Nebraska, and because of what we've come out and great leadership, our economy is booming, and we are sucking people from the coastlines and everywhere else to come to Nebraska. And the other key piece of growing it all is we've been focused talking about our kids, and everybody, we all agree, doesn't matter what we have on our forehead, we all agree we never ever give up on kids, and we got to train all of our kids, educate our kids, and have great jobs so we have a thriving middle class in Nebraska. So those are things that are, the timing is right, and the timing is now, and what Nebraska Crossing is doing here, what Rod and Johanna have done the last 10 years, just a beautiful example of countless Nebraskans with incredible entrepreneurship, innovation, risk-taking, and making a lot of things happen.
Well, so Jim, what do you think are maybe one or two of the key things that the state of Nebraska could do, let's say in the coming 4 years, for example, to make us an even more desirable place to attract people, to grow companies, and to hang on to our young people?
Yeah, I think two things that are absolutely positively no-brainers is our roads and broadband. I'm a strong fiscal conservative, but I'm a believer that there's times, just like in business, you don't have enough cash flow out of your yearly income to do what needs to be done, that you need to do bonding. So I'm a believer. We've had too many 4-lane roads under construction for 40 years in the state. We have to change that mindset. We have to get in the game and compete harder. And number two, broadband access. I mean, we have parts of even our metropolitan communities it's not acceptable. We can never ever give up on a kid. We have to have broadband access in every home across the entire state, as I say, from the river out to Harrison.
Rod, you know, as a local businessman, as a Nebraska businessman, you have big plans in addition to Nebraska Crossing. You have a company called Just Data, which is really blowing up right now. And since we're talking to Jim Pillen about economic development, maybe you could weigh in on some of your thoughts as a guy who's trying to do some things that are even bigger than what you've already done here in Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, what was important to me is, you know, I'm a Husker alum, and you know, it's the support that you get in Nebraska is second to none. I mean, from the city support to the state government, we get phenomenal support from all around us. And when we started Just Data, you know, there's lots of places we could have done this, Silicon Valley, you know, East Coast, West Coast. But I was really adamant that we're going to do it in Nebraska. And I told Johanna that you're going to love the workforce here. The people here are really sharp. They're really motivated. They work really hard. And that's what we see. And so as we look at Just Data, our sports division is just taken off through the roof. You know, I could see us having 250 employees working with Just Data here in Gretna, Nebraska here in the very near future. And just like I predicted, we're going to get phenomenal community support, and that's what's happening around us.
For those people who haven't heard us talk about Just Data in the past, can you give them, before we go any further, a 30,000-foot overview of what that company does? Yeah,
what we do is, so we founded ourselves in the retail space, and when we started Nebraska Crossing 10 years ago, we were going to remake the shopping center industry into a fintech ecosystem. We've had great success of that. The attributes of what's come out of that with our customers and our retail brand performance has been second to none. And then we started looking at other industries, whether it's the trucking industry, collegiate sports. We found that our platform can help universities and the NFL acquire fans and customers into their ecosystem and make a much richer experience for sponsors that are in those ecosystems at the college level. And it's really turned out to be a phenomenal thing. This week we're traveling to Notre Dame, Michigan, and Ohio State. They're ready for us to onboard Just Data into their sports ecosystems, and everywhere we go, it's success. So we're going to have some really good stories that's going to happen in Q4 with where this business is headed.
So, Rod, Just Data started with, well, one of the big pushes has been this 15% off app.
Yep.
With all your retailers here. Remind us about that and where you're going with that.
Yeah, so what we did at Nebraska Crossing is that through FinTech, we built the technology, we patented the technology. If you walk into our center, we're going to give you 15% cash back at any brand. So you can go spend $100 at Nike, earn $15, and go redeem it at Under Armour. And so we did a lot of studying. Johanna did more than me, but we did a lot of studying at McKinsey Consulting about what does the next generation loyalty program look like. So instead of just earning Southwest airline miles or Hilton Hotel points, what we found is that the consumer wants to be able to earn and redeem across all kinds of industries. And so I see a vision for us at Nebraska Crossing where Geico's in our industry, where you can buy an auto policy at Geico, earn cash back on that policy, redeem it, or earn cash back at some of our retail brands and buy a policy through Geico for your auto insurance. So that's where this is all headed. It's all based on FinTech. It's all based on a new, different loyalty platform that brings in all your durable, non-durable consumer items that you need in your daily life, and that's what we're building the ecosystem on.
What I like about the Cash App at NEX is that it's real benefit that I don't have to do anything, and that my credit card's on file, and that's automatically points earned and for future discounts, as opposed to like Best Buy. I remember when they changed their program, and if you don't ask for it or you don't follow it online or whatever, you don't get it on a lot of retailers. But here it's automatic.
It's transparent. Is the best word I would use. Is our transparency of our platform is that you can follow it through your app wallet. You never have to understand if it's points or what you're earning. You're earning cash, so you can easily use cash. And Johanna wants some thoughts there.
Yeah, it's just a passive rewards system. Once you onboard to our app and decide that you want to earn cash back, because why wouldn't you? You link securely through Plaid. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. We don't hold any credit card information. It's just a mechanism so that our back end that's patented is able to identify that you just shopped at Nike at Nebraska Crossing, and we're going to reward you that 15% cash back. That money goes right into your app wallet, which is a virtual Stripe Visa card. Everything is seamless. You don't even have to ever open our app. You can shop and not think about it. Your kids can be connected to it. You can share it within your family. Your husband can earn, and then you can go spend it at Tory Burch, whatever you would like to do. But it's a passive reward system, and this is something that we've been studying. Companies have been studying for a very long time.
Jim Pillen, when we hear about companies like Just Data that Rod and Johanna have brought to life and are now getting ready to take off, those are the types of things that really could set Nebraska apart in the future. Those tech companies that are cutting edge, that could take advantage of our educated workforce.
Exactly, and what's so exciting about it, it just seems like it was yesterday. I was playing in a football game in Gretna, and it was out in the cornfields. And now we are sitting right here, and it's an epicenter, halfway between downtown Omaha, halfway to Lincoln, bringing two great cities together and bringing people from all over the state. I think the destination here for retail, is 40 to 50% of the people. This is a destination day. And then when you talk about the technology with broadband access, we can have brains like Rod and Johanna. They can do that in the Sandhills as well. There's extraordinary opportunities, and to bring every kid wants to come home. Every kid wants to live here. Now with the new world of doing business, kids can have a great job from New York City, but come home and do that job anywhere. So that the opportunity to grow this state is off the charts. I've never met a human being that does not want to be around great people. And when I love asking Nebraskans that have moved here, because us lifetimers take it for granted, what do you love the most about Nebraskan? And they don't take a breath. It's the people. Great people attract great people, and we've got to make sure our kids know the grass is greenest right here in Nebraska.
I smell corporate campus right here in Gretna.
I think it's important. We've talked about this with the state for a long period of time. You know, once these kids get educated, they're going for their master's, their PhD. They don't necessarily have a job that they can stay here. And I know that, you know, remote working has maybe helped that a little bit, people coming back home. But we want something here, you know, that we can grow, that we can keep those kids here that are making over $100,000 a year and really keep them in the state.
And the growth for H3 jobs is incredible. And again, it's everywhere. It's just not in one spot. It's across the state. And you know, we're closing in on being 100,000 people short. So workforce is everything. We all, as I say, we have to start bragging. We have to start bragging about how much we pay people so that we have the ability to keep attracting. We've been too humble in Nebraska. We have to really, really start telling our story a lot more.
Well, Jim, before we let you go and we go to our final break of the hour, I do want to ask you one thing. Johanna tells me you're quite the outdoorsman, so this REI store here kind of appealed to you too, huh?
I think the REI store is really, really good. You know, I like to be outside 100% of the time and doing a whole cadre of things. Being around animals is one of my highlights, but I think REI is going to be fantastic. There's nobody that's not going to go in to REI and not have a great experience and get, you know, public health, as Natalia said, it's a big deal, more active. If every one of us keep using it, we can't lose it.
That's true. Well, Johanna, I know you want to say something real fast before the break?
I just want to say that we have a line forming around REI. We have a grand opening happening. They're going to do another ribbon cutting. There's special giveaways for the first probably 500 people that end up coming to the store. Come and visit us today. There's lots of goodies outside too. There's going to be nonprofits, but there's also Kona Ice and Brooks Running and all of these great nonprofits and also businesses to support REI grand opening today. So come out and see us.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.